be your moderator for tonight's casual session. All right, peeps, TLDR version, okay? The guest for tonight is someone I really personally look up to. I really look up to him so much. He is an avid content creator. He is a TV host from Astro Malaysia, and he currently has 399,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hazeman Huzir. Hi, Haze, how are you?
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Now?
yes, I can
Yeah,
hear
thank
you.
you. Thank you so much for having me, IUM. This is the same IUM in Gombak, yes?
Yes, yes.
Yes, in Gombak. Well, basically, hi guys. For those who doesn't know me, my name is Hazeman Huzir, and I am a TV host, and I'm also a content creator, mostly on YouTube. And yeah, as you mentioned, my current subscriber count is 399K, and
Woo!
it is climbing because of my current video. Okay, so oh yeah, by the way, I am an ex IIUM student.
Oh, really?
Yes. Oh, you don't know that?
Oh, no. Which
Uh,
program are you from?
Banner. I'm a Banner student.
Oh, same. I'm a Benno student also.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
noted.
yeah.
Yeah.
I studied Bachelor of English and Literature and Linguistics. So that's my major, both literature and linguistics as well.
Mm.
So hi, thank you so much for having me. One question: how do I change my background? I just do not like my current background at the moment. Okay,
Uh,
so it's choose virtual background, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, never mind then. Okay, go ahead, go ahead. Let me figure out on my own. It's okay.
Oh my
Okay,
God. Okay. I
yeah.
really hope that whatever you have with us tonight is going to be very insightful for all the viewers who are watching right now. Okay. So, your content has always been inspiring to me and to most of us actually. So, I bet your life experiences based on all your videos will definitely be helpful for tonight's session, which this session is going to motivate. It's going to inspire all the aspiring entrepreneurs out there, young or those who are already working, to nurture the entrepreneurship spirit in them. So do look forward, everyone. So our topic for tonight, for those of you who have just tuned in, is we're going to talk about life as an entrepreneur, community responsibility versus personal agenda. So given the current pandemic situation, I mean, none of us see that COVID-19 is hit is gonna hit Malaysia. So it's very vital that at this moment of time we look out after each other, we look out for ourselves. And we have seen on social media, for instance, we have seen many acts of kindness, charity acts coming from all walks of life, and even entrepreneurs. So speaking of entrepreneur, if we are going to mention entrepreneur and community responsibility in one sentence, I have one person in mind, and maybe some of you also would think of this person as well. We would think of Ustaz Abid Liu. Okay, so Ustaz Abid Liu, he's an entrepreneur, and he's also admired for his many of his charity works. He has been giving a lot to the society. So to tonight, to relate with the context, right? He's carrying out CSR on his own initiative more than any other people would do, and that's very inspiring at one point. But some people could critic and say, oh, he's just doing it for his personal agenda to increase profit, for publicity, for branding his business. So, as some sort of introduction to warm things up, what do you think about this, Hayes? Like, what do you think about entrepreneurship with community responsibility and personal agenda? Hmm.
Well, when you say that, basically you're talking about social entrepreneurship,
Yes.
social what again? They have a term for that, social
CSR?
something. No, it's not corporate social responsibility, but basically it's a business where they engage, or the core of the business is to enrich the society. So they have a term for it. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
not mistaken, it's social entrepreneurship or something like
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I believe that there are such a business whereby people focusing on the society as their core of their business, where, like, for example, NGOs and whatnot. But in terms of, for myself, I am, in a way, I am an entrepreneur myself, because I provide service. And what is that kind of service? That kind of service, content creation, number one, and number two is who is asking for this service. Or my services are basically the huge brands that comes in, like for example, Mami, Milo, Nestle,
Yeah.
and Johnson and Johnson, and what, all these big brands.
Mm-hmm.
And they will, okay, in a way whereby you can say that I am sort of a social media marketeer. I don't like to call myself social media influencer. I am a social media marketeer,
Right.
whereby I create contents for social media because I have a huge platform.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore I provide that kind of service. However, as for social media as for social media, KOLs, we call it
Yeah,
key
yeah.
opinion leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, KOLs. Okay, another word for influencers are basically KOLs.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, or Insta famous or Twitter famous. I don't know, right? So
Yeah.
okay, so for us, it's quite different. I mean, it's either you want to be extremely selfish about it, or
Mm-hmm.
you can be responsible about it. When I say
Okay.
selfish about it, meaning when you do your content, is for viewership sake, for view sake, for like sake. And if I want to do that, obviously my subscribers will not be 399K. It will be by
Mm-hmm.
today 3 million. If I want to, I can.
Right.
I can do all this, what do you call that, all this very gimmicky stuff,
Mm-hmm.
all this, eye catching and attention grabbing and gossiping adhering, stuff that people will talk bad about me, but bad publicity is still bad publicity. In terms of Ustaz Abid Liu, for him is bad publicity for him is still good for the society. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah.
Because people can say that, oh, he's trying to get attention for himself, for his business and whatnot. I mean, if his attention grabbing marketing and if his marketing involves enriching the society, what's wrong with that? If you ask
Exactly.
me, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong. I mean, he can be gimmicky all he want if the society get richer by the day,
Yeah,
right?
I would
So
agree.
go ahead, Ustaz Emilio. Thank you so much for enriching the society.
Yeah, exactly. I really
Yeah.
like your point when you mentioned about even if it's bad publicity for him, like if it benefits the society, then what's wrong with that, right? Like by the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, the society gets the good positive outcome from it. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I really understand that. And I also am interested on your point about KOLs, content creation and whatnot, because when we mention about entrepreneurship, some of us would think, okay, being an entrepreneur means that you have business, you sell things. But nowadays, in the more modern contemporary context, we can even see you yourself as a social media marketer.
Mm-hmm.
Doing content creating is also a form of entrepreneurship for social entrepreneurship, and that you can
Right.
choose whether you want to do it for the sake of clout, like you mentioned earlier. If you do
Mm-hmm.
gimmicky stuff, you get lots of views, or you want to really contribute to the society, like if your content can help them to enrich themselves even more, then I think that would contribute to the community. So I think that's a really good point. All right. So speaking of, the differences of Abby Liu, him being an entrepreneur, giving back to the society and whatnot, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the next talking point, we're going to talk about more on the concept of Rahmatan lil Alamin. In Islam, we have that concept, mercy to all mankind. And it's not just a tagline in IIUM song leading the way, obviously. It's not. But it basically, community engagement is a virtuous act. We are always encouraged to do so as much as we can do about it. Like if we have anything, then we can give back to the people, then we are encouraged to do that. But even so, like some people think that, oh, doing all this charity work, you try to help the society, you're giving all this frontliners help and whatnot, is only doable if you have the resources, if you have the authority, if you have the influence. But even so, we don't see some people, some people with the said influence or the said authority giving out or helping out as much compared to Abid Liu and the other people out there. So we can see that there is actually a gap between them in terms of engaging with the community, sadaqah, majani, whatnot. So what do you think about this whole gap in particular?
The gap, I mean, okay, look, with regards to the differences of what other or each individuals can provide to the society or to
Right.
the religion,
Mm-hmm.
what we also need to understand is the concept of redha and self da'wah. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
let me point out the issue. Yeah, not really an issue. Let me point out my understanding.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
basically, all this, the youngsters, I believe, or people adik-adik, those people who are younger than myself, always wanted, like, okay, why not all the rich people contribute to the younger society, sorry, the poorer society, so that the, the, I don't know, wealth gap can be closer and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say being young is also being idealistic, you can also accept that, because I was young, rich and broke also, right? I was
Mm-hmm.
I was when I was younger. So I was also a previously person, dumb and broke or something like that,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
so I was also idealistic. I have wants and needs, and my wants and needs are everything. I was like most of the younger generation always wanted more out of people, more out of their older generations, and more from their adults. Like for example, why can't Hazeman Huzir contribute like Albert Liu? Why not
Mm,
he
yes.
becomes, like for
Yeah, yeah,
example,
yeah, yeah.
however, like I said, if everybody becomes Albert Liu, then no, we cannot see a variation of contribution. You know
Okay.
what I'm trying, you understand
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
say? Yeah,
Exactly, exactly.
because Albert Liu, if let's, you know what, let's, if you want to compare, for example, right? If Albert Liu wants to do what I do, he doesn't have a lot of videos that teaches people in terms of
Yeah.
being to embrace variations of
Mm,
human beings, and
yeah.
that's my videos has always been focusing on that, like for example when Shasha, right?
Yeah.
When Shasha said that macam why can't everybody be like Abid Liu, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I think that everybody shouldn't be Abid Liu, because everybody else can also contribute differently to the society. Like for example, Sasha,
Yeah.
let's just say you yourself, you don't have the millions like Abid Liu, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can you contribute to the society 10 years from now or 20 years from now? 20 years from now, you are still not a rich person like Ustaz Abid Liu is.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you always question yourself, does that also mean that when you are not as a millionaire as what's his name, Abid Liu, that means you cannot contribute back to the society? No.
No.
Even if you are not a millionaire or a billionaire 20 years from now, you still can contribute, but at your own pace and at your own capability. And that is what I believe. But is Abid Liu a person that we should look up to? Definitely. But should everybody become like him? No. We should vary our contributions to the society.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
I actually agree with that, because when we see all these questions, like they question, like why can't these people with power like give out more, like Abid Liu only has this and that. I think that it's because we don't see like what do they actually contribute. And even like what you mentioned earlier, you asked me what can I do if I don't have millions like Abid Liu. So how can I contribute to the society? If I
Mm.
were to answer that question, I would just stick to what I'm doing right now. I would create content to like help people, to motivate and whatnot. So that is my form of contribution. So when we have different variety of contributions, it's not something that we could question about, because by the end of the day, we're still helping people. It's just the different means of ways on how to help them out. Okay, that's a very good insight as well. I hope that all of you are staying interested to until the final minute of the session, because now we're going to really just talk more on entrepreneurship aspect, right? So with the COVID-19 unexpectedly hitting us, everyone we can see is doing their best to cope with the pandemic, especially in terms of financial struggles. So many of us are taking baby steps. I see my friends, myself, I see them taking baby steps towards entrepreneurship. They want to open up businesses and whatnot, and they want to somehow know, like, do you have any tips or suggestions on what's the best way to maximize the profits, or the what to expect to minimize loss, especially with this current challenges and whatnot? Do you have any suggestions?
In everything that you do, please
Mhm.
have education or information or a certain form of skill first before you jump into it. Some people believe in let's just do this first and then we will learn along the way, and
Right.
learn along the way. I mean, there's also a way. There's also you can have progress that way. However, like for example, many of my friends who were like, I don't know, models, who were also like, who cannot basically provide their services during this time, because during this time it usually involves events, right? So
Yeah.
like for example, if they are models or they are singers, right? How can you sing to a public when public events are not even allowed? How our models are supposed to model when runways like KL Fashion Week shouldn't happen? You know,
Yeah.
so I have friends who are just starting up to do and verify, have a variation of their business, and people just have to like cope with it. So how do they cope? They obviously they created business where it doesn't involve it doesn't involve a lot of public gatherings,
Mhm.
that they're in their stuff that
Yeah, the
COVID has hindered,
SOPs and
the
everything. Yeah.
SOPs where where COVID has hindered us to provide with the business. Therefore, they do something else. However, when they do their businesses and they jump into things that they do not know,
Mm-hmm.
like for example, they have been talents ataupun pengacara, TV hosts,
Yeah.
singers, models for all their lives, and then all of a sudden they had to like cope by doing businesses like I don't know F&B, and then what else are they were trying to do? What else are they selling? I don't know, masks and also this and hand sanitizers and
Yeah. Yeah.
whatnot. So but however, you just have to have the knowledge before you do anything, or else there you will have to suffer loss. But in businesses, losses is very normal. Loss of money and capital is very normal because it's part and parcel of education and you obtaining that skill. Okay, like for example, I myself have tried businesses so many times. I
Mm-hmm.
have failed so many times, and when I say
Yeah.
businesses, it's basically the normal business where I have my own product and I sell to people, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
for me it's not for me, but
Mm.
however, businesses have their own like genres as well, and and variations as well. Like for example, myself, my current business is basically providing services. Like for example, people who want to promote their stuff on my platform. Therefore, I charge them a certain amount, and they can appear on my platform for a certain amount of time. That's the services for KOLs or social media. You know what? For easier literally for easy communication, we're just gonna say social media influencers lah. Huh? So yeah. That's how social media influencers work on social media platforms. So yeah, in terms of starting a business during this time of difficult time, you just have to like have the adequate skill, an additional stepping ground. Do not start with something that you just do not know or in the dark about. Don't do something that you just are very clueless about. Just don't go towards your own death. Just do something that's simple and you think that's going to provide solution and whatnot. Okay, so that's my
Mm.
advice.
Okay, okay. So earlier you mentioned about you having your own business before this.
Yeah.
Do you mind to like really share a bit of the story? Like maybe the viewers here are curious on your small or mini business journey, so that maybe they can feel motivated by it. Like okay, so he has been there, so maybe I should try and like yeah, yeah, experience it
Pretty
too.
sure if I tell them my story, they won't be motivated at all. But there's a reason why businesses fail. So
Mm,
and failures don't usually motivate people. However, I dare say that with businesses,
right.
I would dare say, and if I'm not mistaken, there's a statistic saying that 80% of the time businesses will fail. It's rather really how you come back from it. Everybody fall,
Betul. Yeah.
everybody fall. Macam everybody makes mistake. It's just that how do you raise up from, and then how do you stand back up from that mistake? Everybody fall, but how do you get up, grab yourself and give yourself that motivation to keep on going?
Mm,
That is the question, and that is the differentiation between a loser or the person who will do not succeed in life and a person who will succeed in life. That's the only difference. How agile or how high your stamina or how high your motivation in walking the life and going through the difficulty that life throws you. That's
Mm.
basically it, that's the only differentiation between a successful person and non-successful person. That's the only differentiation. I tell you, it's so simple. That's the only two, yes or no. Itu je, that is all. Mm,
All right, very,
yeah,
very, very short and sweet. I suddenly remember like there's this line. I watched a K drama recently,
okay.
and then like there's this line. The protagonist said that I'm gonna win because I've lost so much before this. I fell down, like I fell hard, so I'm gonna rise back up stronger. So I think like that is the message you're trying to convey. By like mistakes can be the best teachers in our lives. It just depends on how do you want to make up with that mistake, or like how do you want to see or perceive from that when you fall. Okay, so
Yes.
that's a very good insight as well. I hope that those of you who are aspiring to become businesswomen, businessmen, or even content creators, but you think that you're gonna fail, like it's okay. Failures will definitely teach you to become stronger in the future. I mean, look at where he is right now. He's really evolving. I really look up to him so much. Okay, so now, moving on to the next talking point, I believe that most of the viewers here are students, and I also bet that they also start to have their own businesses. Some of them are drop ships, agents, and even founders for all this cookie jars, choc cookies, and all that.
Mhm.
So to other of these people, to these students themselves, whenever they want to do it, they see that there are a few challenges because of the pandemic, like competition is tough, or like you want to maintain the profit and loss is going to be tough. So they think that, I mean, they're contemplating whether they want to continue or they want to put their plans on hold. Do you think that with the current challenges during this pandemic, it is a good choice if they want to continue or start being an entrepreneur for students, especially?
During this pandemic, I mean,
Yeah.
well, if you want to start already, you have the feel of competition, go ahead. I mean, there's nothing wrong. Basically, when you want to start something, right, there's never the right time. I tell you this, there's never the right time. Let's say, for example, I'm this person who always give excuses. Like for example, right? And then I want to start a business like right now. Okay, right now I'm just gonna say, oh my god, today, this year is very bad year for me to start a business. Therefore, because of COVID and
Mm.
whatnot, I'm just gonna wait it out. And then I'm just gonna wait it out at the year of 2021, right? And then let's just
Yeah.
say, for all you know, 2021, we were promised for vaccines, right? And then these vaccines are like killing more people than it cures. And then it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my god, this year again I cannot proceed with my businesses, stuff like that. And so on and so forth. Let's say COVID has already been cured and everybody is already immune towards it. You people like this will always come up with new excuses because they will see life, stuff that throws at you, that life that throws something at you is a challenge, and an obstacle where you cannot push through.
Right.
People like this. It's just a matter of, if you want to become something, you will never be ready for it. I've already told people about this so many times. Like for example, not just in entrepreneurship, like for example, motherhood, right? If you want to become a mother, you're nobody, I would dare say, even our parents also were never ready for us. There was never a right time for us to experience anything new or anything challenging. It's
Right.
just how desperate we want to become that someone. You
Mm-hmm.
know, who am I? My name is Hazeman Huzir. Who am I? What do I aspire and who do I aspire to be? I would like to aspire to be the best person who gives out information to those who are in need about the religion, and who can get the information about religion from me without any form of prejudice. And that is what I want. I want people to look at me, of that, such as that. And when I work towards that goal, there will be challenges. Obviously, challenges will definitely be there. If not, if there are no challenges on this planet Earth, that means we are living already in heaven. Because in heaven there are no challenges, and life will be very boring. You see,
Yeah.
so That is what challenges are for, is to teach us something, or if you are easily bored, is to make you entertain. Macam tu. It's like that.
Very, very motivational indeed. I already macam plan to like stall up on something, but then now that I hear you said that nothing has the right time. Like if you want to begin something, it doesn't have the right time. You just have to start or you don't start at all.
Correct.
I feel very motivated. Okay, thank you, Hiz. All right, so before we proceed to our final talking point,
Mhm.
I'm gonna just remind the viewers that you can ask us any questions, and I'll be directing the questions to his 10 minutes before our session ends. We've already nearing the first half of our session tonight. So let's try, like, you can just ask any questions, all right? So mentioning challenges earlier, like you said, okay, like we're living in this world, so we have challenges. In terms of setting up businesses, for instance, one of the challenges that you might be afraid of is like when you already set up shops, you already set up platforms for your businesses to market your businesses or marketing your content. No one, like, you see that no one is like interested to buy from you, no one is interested to view whatever you have to offer to them, so you have not sold anything for months. And then some people would have just come to a decision, you know what, I think I'm gonna close my business for good. But what would you tell these people who already have that kind of mindset or who already have that kind of intention, like closing down whatever they're doing because they're already demotivated by the fact that they don't have anyone coming to them?
Okay, by the fact that they don't have anyone coming to them, let's just put it in a simpler analogy, right? Yeah, because when you're referring, Sasha, no one is coming to them, is basically you're talking about an online platform, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So because that's how our what the new norm is, online
Mm-hmm.
platform and selling things online. Okay. However, let's just look at it more in a the analogy should be more let's just look at it more physically. Like for
Okay.
example, let's say if you have a physical store, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's a space that I give you for free, similar to that of online. Okay. So but this free space in of a physical store is behind of a building of a building of a building. Okay, I give you, that's your physical store. It's similar to the lack of for number of followers, the lack of traffic, the lack, and that is the analogy for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how can you, the owner of that physical store, who is hidden behind two blocks of buildings, who has more traffic than yourself, can you get the attention of people at the other side of the road? Yeah, because you're so hidden at the back. My question is, everyone knows the answer to this, but no one is doing something about it. Why? You know the answer to this, Sasha. What's the answer to that? If you have a shop lot so hidden at the back, what do you as a business owner should do?
I think I would do like promote them.
Okay, promote them by in what sense?
I would sell out, give out brochures, pamphlets to people who visit them.
Exactly. That is what people with hidden physical stores would do. They will actually give out pamphlets, walking in front of the other buildings that has more traffic
Mm-hmm.
and redirecting this traffic to their stores. That's what they do, and I've seen
Okay.
it done in Japan before COVID. And people wear sandwiches with apa with writings on their body. So what is the analogy all about? What does it represent? That is why we have so many businesses who come up to social media influencers, KOLs,
Mm-hmm.
and asking them to promote their businesses.
Ah, yes.
Such as myself, that is the equivalent of the business owners wearing sandwiches at a high traffic roads, and
Mm-hmm.
redirecting people. And they are not just you guys, not just the smaller businesses. The big businesses also does that and keep on doing the same thing. They engage these influencers and whatnot in order for them to get the traffic onto the stuff that they want to do, like I don't know, campaigns or products or whatnot,
Right. Right. Right.
and all these big businesses. So I don't think the smaller businesses should, die down because of the lack of traffic. The lack of traffic can be solved if you have the capacity to think creatively.
So you
I
need creative thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, even before COVID, we have small businesses who were able to make a name for themselves just by making things viral in Malaysia,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
especially. So I don't think there should be an excuse for any small businesses to like dampen down their spirit and just die and gasping for air just because you think you cannot do it and life does not support you where life should support you, you think, so work harder. That's what I believe. Think creatively and work smart. Yeah, that's what I believe.
Okay, think creatively, work smart. Like if there is a will, there's definitely a way. All right, so we have a question. Now we're getting on the Q&A session. So if you want to ask questions, then go ahead. We have question from Abdul Muhaimin from Facebook. How
Yeah.
many percent of unreadiness can we accept to pursue our dream? Because if we are 0% ready, we still cannot do many things. That's the question.
Can you perhaps re-sentence that for me, Sasha?
I think he's trying to say like, he's trying to ask like, how ready should we be when we want to pursue whatever we want to do? Like he thinks that if we are 0% ready, we still cannot do many things. Like if we're not ready at all, then we cannot do many things. So what do you say about that?
That's the thing, people can be so okay. Well, that means if you're not ready, but you have a vision of doing something. However, you have zero, like let's just say zero
Uh-huh.
confidence of doing or pursuing it. That means you're being over ambitious. Don't you think
Ah,
so?
uh-huh.
That
Can you
that means you're
enlighten
being
that?
over
Yeah.
ambitious. Sorry.
Can you enlighten that? Like why? How come does it being over ambitious?
Like for example, if
Mm-hmm.
I want to do something, right? If I want to do something and for other people is the thing that I wanted to do is very far-fetched, very
Mm-hmm.
over ambitious for them.
Yeah.
Myself is within my reach. That means regardless of the percentage of my confidence, okay, but not zero, of course, can if I pursue it, that means there has to be a level of confidence within yourself that you can succeed in this, right?
Hmm.
Not, how can that thing or that vision that you wanted to achieve can even appear in your brain in the first place,
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
right?
Makes sense.
It
Yeah.
has to be there has to be a certain level of confidence or willingness to do it because that thing has already emerged in your brain somehow or other, and it gives you inspiration to do it. That is when I say, if you wanted to do something without knowledge nor the confidence, let's just say 0% of confidence to do it, that means you're just being that just means you're trying to reach out to something that is unreachable even to yourself, because that
Ah,
thing has
okay.
never even appeared in your head.
Hmm.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. That's what I meant by overreaching or over. What did I say just now? Over what?
Over ambitious.
Yeah,
Over
over
ambitious.
ambitious. Without real, because there's no level of confidence at all towards it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very good answer.
Mm.
Next, we have a question from Dr. Rose Aniza, also from Facebook. What
Hello.
will be your advice on students that want to start a business? Should they start small by using their own capital or
Yeah.
go bold and ask loans from funders and whatnot?
Okay. Okay. I have done both. I have
Oh,
done both.
okay.
Yeah, because I basically let's just say funders, right?
Yeah.
I've started a business previously with a capital of 20K. For example, 20K. I started. And then what happened? I just do not have the knowledge. I just everything is like, okay, basically when you have a huge capital, that means you are able to purchase or obtaining assets. Yes? Like for example staffs, people that will work for you, benda-benda yang very extravagant where at the beginning of a business that you don't know that you need it, but you buy it anyways, you know, stuff like that, because you have a huge capital. Okay, so that business didn't work out. Okay, so yeah, whatever. Because what? Okay, that is what I meant with investment. When you invest in businesses,
Yeah.
it has to be a capital where you don't mind losing. Okay, because when you lose that amount, or that amount of capital, and then, because like I said, most of the time businesses will fail. Most of it, it
Yeah.
can be a lot of factors. It can be yourself, or it could be the external, I don't know, it could be what, but most of the time businesses could fail. But how can the business sustain? It is what makes the business could push forward. Okay, that's the other part, you know, where they should get grants and loans and whatever. Okay, you know what, for students, for
Yeah.
beginners, please do not do that. Please do not repeat my mistake. Just forget about that. Okay, so let's just go to the earlier or more amateurish, but you know, for me it's foolproof because I've done it. And it is working, and the thing that you see today with myself is of that product, the product of that, you know, starting small and garnering garnering revenues slowly and by phases, you know. Okay, so I've taught this previously to my YouTube students. If you want to reach where you want to reach, obviously if you are a YouTuber, obviously you want a million subscriber as fast as possible, yes. Okay, but as fast as possible, please put that far away, you know. You're just going to stress yourself. Let's just start slowly and patiently. Okay, number one. Number two, do you know, okay, right now, if I'm not, okay, if I'm gonna open that my YouTube channel right now, maybe it has reached its 400k subscribers. Maybe I don't know. Okay,
Inshallah.
let's just say that, okay, right now I have my 400k subscribers. But do you know that from my first subscriber until 150k subscriber,
Yeah.
I edited all of my videos using my phones and recorded my contents only using my phones,
Or just your phone.
just my phone. And one from zero subscriber to 150k subscriber
Mm-hmm.
using only my phone. And I've been doing that for 10 months. So
Oh,
for
okay.
10 months I've been doing it. So what does that mean? Okay, what does that mean? The item or the skill, or no, the item or your gadgets or technology is
Mm-hmm.
only gonna help you in terms of how fast you can produce something. But at the end of the day, if your skill does not meet the technology, it will not matter. Okay, so your skill has to go further than the technology itself. Okay, like for example, I've already reached my 150k subscriber mark. Therefore, I think that I should be responsible and I should have all this, you know, basic equipments, or the new PC, new laptop, new machine, new Mac and whatnot to edit my videos. Therefore, with the revenue, only then I buy stuff for my YouTube channel. Only then I start buying, you know, audio equipment,
Mm-hmm.
camera for my YouTube channel. Because back then when I started, it was just only for play, and I started only, you know, just I want to try something new,
Mm-hmm.
and I do not want to invest on something where the revenue is uncertain. I do not want to waste money anymore, but I try anyways. And since everybody's phone nowadays has like a camera and it's 4K HD some more. So I recorded, you know, I just started from there. And then when I started small and progressively investing, I get money and reinvest in myself and whatnot. And that is the quality that I get today. So it depends. It depends on how you look at your life. But for students and for beginners who has never gone into businesses before, I would like to say start small, start phases, and just be mindful on your vision and how ambitious you want to be. You know, being young, you want everything for yourself. You see the world as, you know, flying unicorns sometimes, because I was young, you know. So, and you become very idealistic towards life. But when once failures starts to hit you and your efforts, and then only then you will realize how the world is not all about flying unicorns and singing stars, you know. And do I blame you guys for having that mindset? No, because I was that. And
Mm.
it's with life experiences, only then I learn. And that is what growing up is all about. You should be dampened by failures so that you learn. You should be challenged. You should be I don't know, be mocked by society for your failures. You should be, and you should feel stressed with failures, and you sometimes you will also feel stress, sorry, with successes. And that is what makes a human being grow. If you don't experience this, you will never grow. And if you ask me, how should I, or how do I avoid failures, you will not be able to avoid them. Everybody and who is ever successful experienced failures before. It's just that sometimes the society only sees a person through their successes only, because that's the only thing that you see, but you do not know the backstory of how what are the hardships that the person has to go through, before they reach to the top. But everybody knows Mark Zuckerberg as somebody who's rich. Everybody knows Jack Ma as a multi-billionaire, but they didn't know their backstory most of the time.
Mm.
Most of the time, there are stories that we should learn. With regards to rich people, rich men, billionaires and whatnot, you just have to get their biographies and learn what were their mistakes previously. And then you will realize, oh, life is not so easy for them either.
Yeah,
That's what
like
we
they
need to
did not
realize.
begin from somewhere easy to begin with,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
okay, good.
yeah,
All right. So next question, being since you yourself mentioned that you were a social media marketer before this, and of course, social
still,
media is somehow your niche, right?
yeah.
What's your comment as well as suggestion on marketing strategies of certain businesses? For instance, like they depend on things to make it viral, whether it's bad publicity or good publicity. Like before this, if you come across certain skincare brands who are found out to be actually very harmful for the consumers, but then
Mhm.
they get exposure because they use social media. So what is your comment on that, as well as suggestion that maybe our viewers can utilize for their own goals later on?
Meaning to say, what again? Sorry, what is my opinion when
Yeah,
people use,
opinion and maybe suggestion
with regards
on this.
to
Yeah,
people who wants to market the easy way?
yeah. Easy way.
The easy way, yeah. For me, if you use like stuff like, I don't know, you portray yourself as someone who shouldn't be respected just for the sake of likes, just for the sake of viewership, I think it will work for a short period of time. But as a human being, okay, like for example, right, when you have social media influencers who just say that I do not mind being hated by society, but because people will still follow me, people will still give me the likes,
Yeah.
people will still give
Mhm.
me the views. But you know, I dare say this: if you start that way, okay, if you start that way, you will have problems to maintain that. Okay, people will bash you and you will enjoy the attention, the first, I don't know, maybe a year or the first 2 years or whatnot. You will definitely enjoy the attention because that's what you want. Okay, you want the attention, therefore society gives you. What else? Malaysian society, Malaysia always love to comment on people's life because Malaysians all know how to live other people's lives except for their
Yeah.
own. Yeah, that's what Malaysians are, right? So that's how we work. But you would, okay, also as a Malaysian or also as an individual, you need to realize something whereby, let's say me, okay, I'm this extremely kepochi makcik bawang who likes to comment on other people, right? Okay, and Sasha, you are my target for the first 2 years, right? Or I would like to comment on you, right? But
Uh-huh.
as a makcik, won't you think that this makcik will get bored after a while?
Yeah.
And you,
Exactly.
Shasha, who started your marketing to or self-market, or being someone annoying, you have to be more annoying, right? And there will be a point where you just wanted to stop because it will not work for you, or it is very frustrating for you,
It's
or I don't know what.
exhausting.
Yeah, it's very exhausting. So let me say this. If you want a very quick solution to your marketing, there is no right or wrong. For me, marketing, there's no right or wrong. But if you want a quick solution, you do what normal people want to do. Do all this very gimmicky stuff so that you get the attention and whatnot. But you will suffer in the long run. I am a very future forward thinker. I always think, not just now or 2 steps from now. My steps has always been 5 steps from now. If I want to enjoy 1 million subscribers, but the whole of Malaysia hating me, for example, I can already obtain that on my first year of trial already for my YouTube channel, but I didn't. Okay, but I didn't. So you can go ahead, but I just do not want to suffer. Let's all not suffer of bad marketing in the long run. We, a person or product owners, should be able, consumers should be able to respect our product, okay, in order for us or our business to be taken seriously. Because at the end of the day, what we are doing is still business, okay? And our business should be taken seriously. And for example, in my business service, I want to be taken seriously because my service is my platform. If people do not take me seriously, how am I supposed to get businesses in the future? And similar to people who holds on to product. Let's say if you hold on to if you are selling hair products, for example, right? Hair creams, I don't know what, okay, hair creams. But you start off with something gimmicky, like for example, women with ugly hair. This is your tagline, right? Women with ugly hair shouldn't live on this planet, stuff like that. And then you get all the negative comments from netizens and whatnot. You will get the traffic. However, your product will not be respected, as well as yourself as the founder of the product. Okay.
Okay, that's a very good one. So let us answer a final question from Facebook as well. It's from Shahlin Bahtia Shari. Which is better? I think I'm going to rephrase this question. Which is better for businesses? Whether you want to self-brand or make content to engage with customers or clients, or whether you want to invest in creative marketing and good operation of businesses.
Okay, say it again, please.
He's asking which one is better for businesses, whether for self-branding or content creating to engage with customers,
Okay.
or to invest in creative marketing, like investing in creative marketing and operation of businesses.
Okay. So basically, with regards to self-branding, meaning to say making an individual as the mascot of the product, you mean?
I think so. I think
Yeah,
that's what he's
something
trying
like
to
that.
say.
Okay, it
Yeah.
does. Okay, for me, you can just try and error for each businesses. Okay, like for example, my business has always been, my service has always been relying on a person's name and a person's face. Okay, because the channel's name is my name, right? So
Yeah, Hazeman
so
Huzir.
Hizman Huzi, how can it be about someone else? However, with regards to that, okay, it's very dangerous, okay, because one day I might not be relevant. Okay, therefore, how do I diverse my business? Okay, that is why sometimes in my channel I use a few talents on my channel as well to introduce people, just in case if one day I die or I don't know, I become irrelevant, and that channel has to still progress. That business has to be sustainable, for the people that is working with me. Therefore, that one particular name has already a few faces. Okay, with regards to that statement, whether we should do self branding to put our face and name to that product. I mean, it really depends. If you want to, go ahead. But if you ask me, we have already too much of that.
It's
Okay.
too redundant like, at one point.
Yeah, there's too many people doing that anyways. Unless of course you want to do it and put a face to the name, go ahead. There's no, for me, publicity is still publicity. If you want to use that technique, go ahead. The second technique where they invest or create contents with regards to the, I don't know what, to the product and whatnot, you should be focusing that more, you know, as marketing tools. When I say marketing tools, what do I mean? Sometimes you want agents to market your stuff, right? And you
Yeah.
have drop shippers to market your product and whatnot. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
these marketeers, agents, and these drop shippers would want to require pictures, would want to require videos from you, the HQ. Therefore, if you ask me, yes, you should invest in creating contents with regards to your product, because you need to pass these tools to your agents and your drop shippers, or else they will be creating their own marketing tools. You
Mm-hmm.
as the HQ, what is your job? Right? You
Mm-hmm.
should have a certain function. You should enrich your drop shippers and agents. And when I say enrich, you should enrich them by giving them the necessary tools, and not them who creates the tools for you. Else, that is where miscommunication starts, Sasha. Because, for
Mm-hmm.
example, right, when a certain product, let's just say a particular cream, right? Okay, you as the HQ know, right? This product can do this. But agents and dropshippers, when they become agents and dropshippers, they have this tendency of overselling your product,
Mm, yeah.
and miscommunication happens there because you do not provide any tools for them. Therefore, they create their own tools. Later, when all your consumers buy your product and whatnot, and that is where the miscommunication gonna start and crumble and whatnot. The main communication should come from you and pass down to people, and so there is no, telephone bureau or apa, Chinese telephone. Is that the game? So that there is no, bad, there is no domino effect.
Ah,
There
okay.
is no domino effect. Yeah, you know what? People adding on to your words, or people
Mm-hmm.
starting overselling, and then your dropship, your stockists start overselling, your agents start overselling, your dropshippers start overselling, and then your consumers are. If everybody starts overselling, and then at the end of your product, for all you know, it will start to cure cancer and also COVID. Yeah, because everybody is overselling. Yeah,
Overclaim of products lah sometimes
yeah,
kan. Yeah. Uh-huh.
overselling, overclaim. Yeah,
Okay,
true.
okay, yeah. So I think that's very insightful. All right, so we have around 8 minutes remaining. So, oh, there's another final question lah. We're gonna take. This is from Muhammad Firdaus.
Hmm.
Does other people's support really matter for you to become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, very much. Very, very much. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you why. Yeah, because okay, wait. Yeah, where's my okay? Let me tell you why. Why other people support really matters to me. Okay, when I say other people, it's basically people who is working with me. I don't know whether Firdaus, the person who's asking this question, is saying this on in terms of mental support or emotional support from friends and family. But for me, if you're not involved directly in this business, your opinion does not matter to me. To be honest with you, right? Only people who is in the business with me, who where their views and their ideas I really value. Like for example, if you watch my YouTube channel, I have my own Ghostbuster expert
Yeah, yeah.
who's whose name is Hanan. Okay,
Uh-huh.
whatever Hanan says something, I value her. I have my manager, and I also have Hakim. Hakim is my assistant editor.
Mm-hmm.
So these three people, because they are in the business from the beginning, right? And therefore they know the inside and out, right? I can accept suggestions from outside, okay, but therefore suggestions are suggestions, right? And opinions are opinions, and it's either you as a person who want to take it seriously or not, okay? But if in terms of degree or weight, I would take my team's opinions and suggestions seriously rather than outside people. Okay, I think usually with people who are students and then young people who starts business and whatnot, usually they, when they say support, they will usually say support from family and friends emotionally. However, you should know sometimes even from family members, they can also be demotivating to your effort. yeah, I would dare say that even your friends can be demotivating for you, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the person that you love can say things that can be degrading to your efforts, but that is why I say, if somebody, okay, I have a lot of people who loves me and I love them back, okay, I have like my family members and my friends. That is why I say their opinion towards our business shouldn't really matter that much. Okay, only people who works with us, their opinion should we carry a certain weight, and we should take it seriously because they know what we're dealing with and the challenges that we're dealing with. On the other
Mm-hmm.
hand, these people do not. Okay, so why should we take, we are only human at the end of the day. We can only process so much, and only and everybody is given the same 24 hours. Okay, it's who you believe, and it's very important that you should start with people who can give you the right motivation to strive further and harder.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So I hope that answers Muhammad Firdaus' question. And we've already reached the final 5 minute of our talking session. So, Hayes, do you have any conclusion or closing remarks that you want to share with our viewers to close our session for today?
Yeah. Can I say that most of our viewers today is from IIUM, if not
Yeah. Actually, it's like I mean, it's nationwide. Like people from
okay.
outside IIU is also watching.
Okay, cool. So if let's say students are watching this, I would like to say I know you guys have been working hard for studying online. It's not the easiest of tasks to study online. It's new. Students are so used to physical contact and meeting their lecturers, face to face and whatnot. Okay, this is nothing to do with businesses. Yeah, I'm just saying that
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
giving you guys motivation so that you can deal with stuff at the moment. It's just that I
Mm-hmm.
really want to say that good luck and try your hard. And also if you're watching this, who happens to be lecturers, it's also not easy for them. Yeah, is this whole thing, this COVID idiocy that
Yeah.
we're dealing with is not easy for everybody. So it's a matter of us grasping the reality as fast as we could, and we do something about it because we are all in this together, right? It's not just you alone. We are all in this together. So everybody, I can see people who are starting to grasp the reality already and is moving towards doing something about it already. How about you guys? Are you not gonna grasp the reality as soon as possible and just gonna sway away with the, I don't know, with the time and place and with the predicament that is happening to you? So do not float away alongside the predicament. Do something about it and let's strive for the betterment. Inshallah, Allah will help those with iman and taqwa. Inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. Right. Thank you so much, Hayes, for the motivating final words. And I hope that the rest of you and Hayes yourself are staying safe and staying well during this whole pandemic. Like our struggles are different, but it doesn't mean that we can invalidate any of our struggles. All right. So to all our viewers, thank you so much for watching and to just stick with us until this final minute now. Don't forget to stay tuned with the Entrepreneurship Carnival and Car 2020. We have various other programs waiting for you until the 6th of December. All right, so we also offer you many services and trainings, especially for those aspiring entrepreneurs out there. Tomorrow we have a Facebook marketing workshop, so don't forget to stay tuned on that. And also go support us by buying our official Anchor 2020 t-shirt. All right, so thank you so much everyone for watching. This has been a very insightful session. Stay safe. I'm Shasha Fuad, your moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye everyone.
Bye bye
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.